Well, John, 2 runners here in Dubai for the Golden Shaheen on Saturday. Firstly, how have the horses settled in?
They've settled in grand, except we had a little hiccup with Dim Sum. He just took a little bit of paint off a near side knee, but that seems to be resolved now. But as I said, they're eating up now. Slight weight loss, which is they're getting back on very quickly, and I'm full of confidence that they're going to run very well.
Dim Sum, he's coming off some really good form in Hong Kong, particularly over Sacred Kingdom.
Definitely, he's been he's 8-year-old, and prior to the last few seasons, he's just been a sort of a horse that was finishing mid-division, but all of a sudden he's been able to mix it with the very best in Hong Kong, and I can't give you a reason for it. It's like a bottle of good red wine. I think it just needs a bit of time, but he hasn't been over-raced, and it seems that this is going to be his twilight, meaning his best year, and the way he's running at the present moment, he's got to be one of the horses to beat if he can reproduce his form, as you said, against Sacred Kingdom.
Onto the all-weather, and perhaps maybe for the first time for a long time?
Well, he trains on it he trains on something similar every morning in Hong Kong, and he's a horse that's been looking for a cut in the ground, even though he asserts his form in the big races, even on the firmer tracks. But believe me, he's a much better horse on a softer track, and I think that Tapeta will suit him down to the ground.
Looks to be a lot of speed in this race, and then generally in these international races. Is he the likely leader?
No, he won't be. I think you've got Buffett's horse. I've been talking to people. You've got Rocket Man will probably be looking for the lead. You've also got the horse that won it last year, Drawn Gate 1. I think that from my point of view, I'll be just sitting in behind and let them break the wind, and I'll have the cushy run in behind.
Sunny King, he's also coming off some fantastic form behind Beauty Flash.
Again, another horse like Dim Sum. It's just amazing that these horses at this age have really turned up the whatever it is one would say, and is able to mix it with the very best. From the sprint distance right through the mile. As a lot of people don't know, in the United Kingdom when I bought him, he was the one of the best horses, if not on the artificial surface. He had 4 for 4. He won a black type race on it, and what the reports I'm getting back from the riding boy is saying that this horse is just loving every minute of being here and on the surface.
Happy with the barriers?
Very happy. 2 and 6 couldn't be better. As I said earlier, Dim Sum won't be going forward if the race pattern is what I think it will be early, and Sunny King will be just hoping that they go so quick up front that closers will be over to get home.
Now you've got Darren on Dim Sum and Gerald on Sunny King. They're both ridden horses before.
Yes, Gerald won on Sunny King in the past 2 months, and of course Deleuze's been the jockeys riding Dynamic Bliss was the jockey for Dim Sum, but Darren's the stable jock, of course, and he had the pick of the two and chose Dim Sum at this present juncture. It's probably a bit unfortunate that he took some pain off a knee, but from that point of view, we're going into the race with high hopes that we're definitely going to pick up prize money, and we're hoping that these two, who have surprised the racing public in Hong Kong no end, can come out and beat the lightly favourite Rocket Man.
Where do you see your biggest dangers, apart from the obvious, in Rocket Man, might be coming from?
Well, Dynamic Blitz broke a track record, I understand, here, and he's found a liking for the track. But as a lot of people don't realise, back in Hong Kong, if I put Dim Sum or Sunny King on the artificial surface, I'm sure they'd be able to mix it with Dynamic Blitz. But because of their rating in Hong Kong, and Dynamic Blitz being a lesser rated horse, Dynamic Blitz was hitting the dirt in Hong Kong and winning very, very well, when Sunny King and Dim Sum could never meet him because they were always too highly rated. But from my point of view, both Dim Sum and Sunny King are better horses than Dynamic Blitz, and I'd be expecting them to beat Dynamic Blitz this time, if, as I said, they get to the racetrack in the same form that they've come away from Hong Kong with. And
of course, you've got a pretty handy one back in the barn in Hong Kong called Able One.
Able One, yeah, I'd have him here, but getting cast prior to the big mile race was very disappointing. He's a better horse than Beauty Flash, I have no doubt about that. He's got a more turn of foot over the last quarter, and it's a shame, but he's getting ready for the Champions Mile. He's back in full work now, getting ready for the Champions Mile with one lead-up race, and even though he might be just lacking in being 100%, he's still going to exert himself. But as I said, as far as I'm concerned, Able One's a better horse than Beauty Flash, and it's a shame he's not here to prove that. But anyway, there's always another year.
Back to the Golden Shaheen, who do you think might be your better chance out of your two runners?
Well, you've got to look at the way they've travelled, the way they've arrived and everything, and at the present moment it's probably Sunny King, simply because he's really back into his feed now and he's putting weight on. Just you just can't believe the amount of weight going back on. We'll have to actually keep a watch on it. And with Dim Sum, with that little setback, there's going to be some question marks about his ability to reproduce the latest form from Hong Kong.
You do like to travel your horses, John. After Dubai, you're moving on to Singapore or Ascot with anything this year?
Okay, we move on to Singapore. This year we'll hope that One World's accepted to run down there. We'll take him there. He didn't come, he ran third here last year. We'll take him down. We're also looking at taking down a horse called Irian, now I think is the best stayer in Hong Kong when he's mentally right on the day. And also another horse called Let Me Fight, an English horse that's been running, placing in all the big races. But if I could get, Irian, even Collection I've entered for down there. He's getting ready for the QE. They wanted him there last year, but I decided because he's a little quirky that it mightn't be the right time to go. But maybe this year we might get the call up for Collection, Irian, and One World will Let Me Fight, and I'll be happy to be down there.